This one's for you if you've hit a plateau or you've just finished up a big project and now you're facing the empty page, the empty canvas, the empty schedule, and you're hitting a block that can feel like a creative void. This 15-minute Meridian yoga will help you move through that lull, and not by forcing creativity, but rather by letting go. Because when we soften into that feeling of emptiness, rather than resisting it, then space opens up. And in that space, inspiration can find you. And it's coming from a place that's real, raw, and authentic. So this yoga is for you if you're feeling bored, uninspired, disconnected from your creative spark, or you're just feeling stuck between what was and what's next. So you might have just completed a project, or you're stepping away from something that had come to define your rhythm. And now there's this valley of uncertainty or a void where nothing really feels appealing. No fix, no food, no relationship, no activity, maybe not even yourself, maybe not even doing nothing. So this yoga will help you reconnect with that inner current where your authentic creativity lives. And this is why this practice is only 15 minutes, because I know for me, if I'm in this place, in this lull, doing anything can feel difficult. So you can see it like this: 15 minutes and your state can change. You might feel more spacious, you might feel more connected, and you might feel more open to that next idea, the next vision, the next words or movements that want to arise from you. In traditional Chinese medicine, the lung and large intestine meridians that are linked to the metal element invite us to let go. Let go of thoughts, emotions, patterns we've been in the past, or expectations that we had of ourselves, or something that we once desired and no longer do. And when we let go of this, we create space for new to come in. And that's exactly what we'll be doing in this yoga practice, is opening up and activating through these channels that run through the index fingers and thumbs, up through the arms, into the chest, through the front of the shoulders, through the neck, and ending under the sinuses, through both sides of the body. And by doing this, we'll help you shift your state, clear out stagnation, and open up for inspiration to come in. The metal element opens us up into clarity, receptivity, and refinement. And it teaches us how letting go creates space that's fertile. So rather than feeling it like emptiness in a valley or a void, we feel it as possibility. And when we allow ourselves to enter that space, rather than resisting it, then inspiration has the space to come in. And this doesn't happen by forcing, but instead by deeply aligning with our authenticity. This is the magic of this work. So let me know how this practice feels for you, if it created any kind of shift for you, even if it was small. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you're curious about how your body, mind, emotions, and creativity intersect through the 5 elements, check out a link in the description where you can learn more about the metal element and how it shows up when it's misaligned and when it's imbalanced. If this resonates with you, like, subscribe, and stick around. And let me know if there's a creative struggle that you'd like to be explored through yin or yang yoga, EFT, or different holistic resources that I share on this channel. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. All right, let's get into the practice. We'll begin at the back of the mat. So you can come sit on your heels. If this is too tight for you, creating too much stress through your knees, your thighs, your ankles, your feet, you can use a small cushion to sit on. And we'll, from here, come into child's pose. So keeping the hips into the heels or into the cushion that you're using as much as you can. So you're finding this tilt of the pelvis, some compression and softening through the hip flexors as you come all the way down, bringing your forehead to the floor. And you can start with your arms alongside your legs and let yourself begin to settle in. Laying your eyes closed. And really feeling a surrendering into the earth. And a softening through your body to ease into this posture. Now you can take your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and reach out through your arms as much as you can. So you're lengthening through the elbows, and then press your index fingers and your thumbs against each other, keeping the other fingers interlaced, working the palms toward each other, and begin to roll the shoulders back, feeling an opening through the chest, the front of your shoulders, through the lung channel. And now, keeping the knees and head where they are, roll up onto the top of your head and onto your knees. And continue lifting up through your arms. You can move the arms forward and back. And you can initiate that from the shoulders, from the chest, from the arms. Just feeling into the details through your chest, your arms, the elbows, into the thumbs, the index fingers, where the lung and large intestine channels run. Now roll back down, release the arms, take a couple breaths in child's pose once again, just feeling into the space that you've already started to create through these channels, through the lungs themselves. Now take your arms out into an extended child's pose, reaching the arms out and keeping the hips back into the heels or toward the heels as much as you can. And on your next inhale, roll through the spine, coming forward onto the hands and knees. And keep rolling, releasing the hips down, bending the elbows, lowering all the way onto your belly. Now interlace your fingers behind your back. Change the interlacing of your fingers. And once again, reach through the arms, lengthen through the elbows, actively lengthening through the elbows, and then pressing the index fingers and thumbs together. Working the palms in toward each other, and begin to press the shoulder blades into the back, really activating and opening through the front of the shoulders, through the chest, and continue reaching up and back through your arms. So this creates an automatic lift of the chest off the floor. You can reach the arms up toward the ceiling if that feels okay for you. And just like we did in the first posture, you're just feeling into the possibilities. In small movements, how you're breathing, how this can create more space through your body, in your breath, and in your mind. If you want to take this further, you can lengthen the legs up off of the mat into Shalabhasana, drawing the big toes in toward each other. And just continue feeling into particularly the lung and large intestine channel through the index fingers, the thumbs, the inside line of the arms into the chest. And now release down. Bring your hands to both sides of your chest. You can move the hips side to side, releasing through the lower back. And draw the elbows in and down, Draw the shoulders into the back so you feel the space across the chest, through the fronts of the shoulders. And press into your hands. You can roll through the spine, come back into tabletop, walking your hands in so the wrists are underneath the shoulders. And just take some movements here. You can circle the spine, you can take cats and cows, really just moving, feeling into your body, letting this ground you, and feeling how you can release into your movement. And now you can come back to sit on your heels. And now you can take your knees out about shoulder width apart. And I'm going to demonstrate this movement that we'll be doing. So you can first observe me. We're going to be wrapping the fingers in and reaching out through the thumbs where the lung meridian runs as we move through a Ustrasana variation. So it will look like this. I'll inhale as I create a big circle with my left arm and lift up through the hips as much as is comfortable, reaching back and opening up as much as comfortable. Exhaling as I come back to the center, releasing the hips into the heels. Inhaling, circling the right arm around, creating a big circle as much as is comfortable. Exhaling, circling the arm around as I come back to the center. So go ahead, join in. Inhale as you circle one arm up and around. Exhale as you circle the arm back around. Inhaling as you take it to the other side. Continue in your own time with your breath and feeling into the space through your chest, the front of the shoulders, out through the arm, the elbows, through the thumb, and then down into the lungs, the rib cage that holds the lungs. Always feel it's nice to explore through the side ribs and working with the metal element where we can get pretty closed off. Not only through the ribs and the muscles around the side ribs, but through the lungs as well. Just a couple more times. And if you've already had your fill, come to rest in child's pose with your arms alongside your legs once again. And now, if you haven't already, bring the knees in, or you can keep them out wide, resting yourself into child's pose. And if you want, you can cup out your lower back, just releasing any tension that may be built up. And now you can take your arms out into extended child's pose once again. On inhale, roll forward onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Exhale back into downward dog. And now you can walk your hands back to your feet. You can have your feet hip width apart. Have the big toes slightly in. We're going to take this mudra once again. So you can take the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, press the index fingers and your thumbs against each other, and begin to lengthen through the arms, actively lengthening through your elbows, and feel that automatically open up through the chest, the front of your shoulders, and then begin to activate through the chest, through the front of the shoulders, and you can move your arms here, moving them down toward the floor, maybe feeling into the possibilities moving side to side. And again, you can initiate this from the shoulders, from the chest,
from the arms themselves. Release through the neck. And now release your hands down. Bend through your knees. Curl into a little ball. You can let the heels come up off of the floor. Take your hands behind you to come to sit. And then take your legs out. You can take your hands forward and just bring your hips forward so you're placed into the center of your mat. So the last thing we'll do in this practice is colon crunches. So in this case, I won't be mirroring you as I demonstrate this. So we'll be drawing the knees in, and you can use your hands to support you. So we keep this space open that we've been creating through this practice, keeping the shoulders into the back, feeling space across the front of the shoulders, through the chest, down through the biceps, through the arms. Keeping that space open, drawing the knees in, and then taking the legs out to the right side. Exhaling as you draw the knees in and the belly in toward the thighs. Inhaling the legs out, the chest back. Exhale as you bring them in. If you haven't joined me yet, go ahead and join me. The weight is more into the right hip. As you're doing this, we're working into the ascending colon, running up through the right side of the abdomen. And once you have your fill with this, we're going to continue into the center as the colon runs straight through the center of the abdomen, keeping the breath moving, keeping the chest open as much as you can through this. Feeling heat generate through the colon, the digestive system. And then as you're ready, take it to the left side, into the descending colon. Get some energy moving here. Once you're good with that, just come into a Baddha Konasana. Just to shake it out a little bit, you can shimmy the hips, wrap your hands around your feet, and let the shoulders move down the back. Just feel into the space through the chest. Let the breath settle into the belly. And then you can bring your knees to the ceiling, the feet flat to the floor. Reach out through your arms and slowly roll down through the spine to come onto your back. Hug your knees in. And from here, take your legs out long, the heels to the width of your mat. Can windshield wipe the feet in and out. Let the feet drop out to the side. So your legs are relaxed. Get the shoulders into your back. So you're maintaining this space that you've been actively creating through the lung channel, the large intestine channel, through your chest, your shoulders, down through your arms. Let your eyes close if they aren't already. And returning into the sensation of surrender. And the beauty in that. Just letting go of what we don't need to carry anymore. That can be stored in our body and continues to show up in the mind, and that's okay. You can let yourself release into gravity, release into the support of the earth, and let that still your awareness so you can see those are just thoughts. You don't have to engage with them. And the less you engage with them, the easier it is for them to simply dissolve. And you can remain here exploring
the space through your lungs, the possibilities with your breath, and the feeling of release and letting go, and how that creates more space for new to come in.